sure that we have everything on ready. All right. So where's my Discord? Turn on some music. So test to have some noise a bit. Okay. So I will start with recording this one. Okay. And on this one, I'm going to share the windows. Should be okay. And on Discord, let's share the screen. All right, turn off the music. Just to make sure everyone, can you still hear me? Maybe I will turn off this one. All right, good. So I hope my internet today is better. Okay. So I don't know why, but it looked like my camera had been frozen. Oops, I will turn off. And I will turn on again. All right, so let's not having everyone to wait further. So let's start for the meeting of today. It's good to see everyone after a week. And what we have quite a few agenda today. So I would like to share with everyone is, so we will go through, first one is the multi-agent system, MAS. Where are we? We will introducing a bit on the a new feature, which is database, and we also introducing the revamp of the bug run, and also hey Patanahi, yeah, good to see you here. Yeah, hey Andre, good to see you again. Yeah, hey Gaurav. Yeah, well, welcome. So this meeting is like update to everyone the new information, and yeah, we will work through one by one, and you can have the question. Just drop it through the channel or on YouTube. Hey Judges, I saw Judges on YouTube as well. Hey, good to see you. And just drop any question either in Discord or in YouTube, and we will have to answer. Judges, if you want, you can join us in Discord as well. All right, let me go back into this one. So number two, I'm going to talk about database. We also going to talk about our recently integration with API 5 via the MCP layer. So this one is quite powerful, I would say. So I will walk you through the demo so that you can try with API 5 and so on. And finally is this is kind of something new on Go High Level. I believe that some of you are also using Go High Level as well, and they have MCP now. So what the MCP in Go High Level means is that they will allow you to connect to Go High Level using MCP, and then you can plug that at parts of like AgenticFlow agent and so on. So that is going to be super useful for you on this one. All right, let's go to one by one so we make sure that we can have time to answer a question. This is multi-agent system. This is the UI like we said last time. So it is going to have the infinite canvas where you can arranging your supervisor, your researcher and planner, or you can add other agent. On the left hand side, there will be a menu for you to do the setting and so on. And we also having the preview and debug section on the right, just similar like the current agent builder, so that you can have the ability to modify. So where we are in the timeline, so we are starting the UAT beta access for the user that register for the T4 and MAS starting from today. So you can go, I will show you how you to access to the system later. we are still doing some whitelisting. So if you don't see it in your panel, don't worry. We will whitelisting our sequentially. But eventually, for 2 weeks from now until 21 of July, we hope that if you have some time, you can have a look and test together with us. So I would like to make a disclaimer. Okay, this is new. This is new. This is still not perfect. And the aiming is of UAT is to receive early feedback and bug fix so that we can improve. Official go live is July 31 for everyone that's purchasing the multi-agent system. So if you have time, only if you have time, and also you would like to early playing with that and give us feedback, then you can try. But if you cannot and you would like to rather wait for the system go live, so let us cook. Okay. So we'll continue to cook until the end of the month in order to make it seamlessly as possible. Okay. So I will show you how you will access to the multi-agent system. Okay. So firstly, you need to go into AgenticFlow.ai, just like normal. And in here, you will have the multi-agent system. You will click on this multi-agent system. So in here, if you are having the MAS and you are in the whitelist, you will see a new button. It's saying clone workforce. So you click on this clone workforce. So what it does is that it's going to clone for you the first of the workforce, which is the exactly multi-agent system that doing the research that we have. So let me introduce to you what you have in the UI. So in here, we are having an infinite canvas. So it means you can add the supervisor and the sub-agent of the supervisor in here. And then you can click on add agent. In this add agent, actually you can select and it will list all of the the agent that you already create in your system. And because you are going to do the clone, so you will clone some of the supervisor, researcher, and research instruction agent that we create for you as an example as well. So that is like good start so that you can understand how is the system working. But basically, you can add any agent that you are currently create into the multi-agent system and let them work together. So yeah, so that is it on the infinite canvas. So eventually we would like to make this one as a kind of like a full canvas where you can having your own of the workforce. You can zoom out to see all of the org charts. So I believe that later you will make it very like comprehensive of the team of a team and maybe splits further. So we don't limit you to the like the screen space. You can actually go as big as needed and so on. But basically, so the UI is going to be similar like this. So if you can click on the supervisor, then you will see all of the workflow that the supervisor have and also knowledge and instruction as well. For example, in here, so we having the instruction for the supervisor that you can preview, or you can just open up this one. So it's easier for you to do the instruction for the supervisor. Yeah, it will be the same. So if you click on Rachel, you will also having some Rachel that having some tool in here. And you also seeing that Rachel is clone, but she will have some of the tool that requires some of the connection to do. So what you need to do is you need to solve that. So you need to go into web scraping, and then you are going to need to adding this one into here, and then you save that. Okay, so that should be okay. Let's go back into our workforce. And let's click on Rachel again. Oops, I should already have. Okay, I save here. Now just make sure that we have all. So this one is using Tavily search. So you need to add connection for Tavily here as well. I don't have the connection of Tavily in this account, but you need to add a connection in order to using this one. You can replacing Tavily search with Google search by like clicking a new step and then you're using this pixel.ml. Oh, I think I can replace this. So I would just using this one and I'm going to using search query. I'm choosing pixel.ml. What else that I have in here? Nothing. Okay, I will just delete this one. Okay, so I just replacing Google search to Tavily because it's just better. And same in here in query, I will just mapping the user input. Yeah. All right. Let me go back to my workforce. So should be now okay. So it is no longer red, so it should be okay. Let's go into the research instruction. So this researcher is actually just doing the planning. You can read the instruction over here. Click on this one. So this is the instruction for the researcher. So basically, is that it's only the do the planning, nothing else. So this is the guideline that we put into the planner and what the step and what is the output. So it's just an example how you map the researcher. So you have the researcher that the one that doing the research. So they have the tool which is web scraping and web search. And for the researcher planner, they don't need that because they just doing the planning. So that's okay. For supervisor, you are going to have some of the instruction and also tasks in here as well. So after we having this one, so maybe I was just doing the research and we say, I was also trying this as well. Just try my coding. There's a bug in the UI. So help me to research about top agentic AI company in the US. Okay, a little bit wrong. My English is not my native, so sorry about that. Agentic AI company in the US. Let's check 2020 and this is. All right, so it will start with trigger the agent in order to doing some Q&A on this part. Okay, it will start to delegating to another researcher with different topic like research top 20s and so on and so on. It will take a bit of time for the agent to run, and because it will trigger the researcher to test on this. So just having the question about can people still sign up for beta testing? Yeah. So actually, right now because we are having the MAS pre-order, so actually we have different tier, and at the moment we are doing the beta test. So tier 4 is going to have the early pilot access to a manager and orchestrator. So if you are purchasing this one, actually the you have the title and you have the some perk in here, and the early UAT test is part of the perk that we have in this part. Yeah, but if you don't not hurry about this one, I would suggest that you just wait a bit. We will have the full production by the end of the month, so that is going to be available any customer that have purchased the multi-agent system. All right. All right. Okay. So I think there's having a lot of tasks is doing running at the moment. So it will continue. So the research task is kind of like open ended. So it will have a lot of like part in here. So it will research focus on their funding and different part of the okay. Hmm. I think there is some error that showing here. Okay. There's some part is actually finished. Let me open the agent to see what is happening inside and why is this failing. If we can go into agent and we can see that it has been cloning multiple agent in here, and then you can click on someone like edit agent, and then you can take a look on their chat history. Oh, it's not triggering this chat history of the agent. Wait, maybe I was clicking on the wrong one. Let's take this one. I think that is the problem. Okay. Yeah, so we will still need to have some like optimization on the UX because we don't know what is Rachel clone is that. So that's why it's having some problem. But anyway, at the end, it was finishing the researching and it have some of the ability to trigger a different agent to do the searching. You can see like how many token of the input have been spent for every agent. And here's the result that returning back from them. And here's a summarization of the task. So at the moment, we are still quite early on this part, and we will continue to improve on the multi-agent system on this UX. All right, the second thing that I would like to introduce to everyone is we are introducing a task management. So this is a configuration that only exclusive for the multi-agent system because we identify that multi-agent system is tackle for very complicated tasks. So in order to having the task that executing properly, it is better to be broken down into smaller tasks and also to do some kinds of like improvement and so on. So for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete all of this chart of this one. I will create a new chat and I will try to like hey can you help me to research about uh, oh wait, I think we need to equip a web search for this as well, otherwise they cannot do. Okay, I have to research about agentic AI. Use subtasks to handle it. Yeah. So if I prompting correctly, then it will start to understand, and also it will creating some tasks. Wait, I think it is not saving. Maybe it is better if I show you the other task management system. Wait lah, how can I see it? Okay, it should be in here. All right, let me switch over to this UI so that you can having the better seeing. So change screen, and I will add one more windows, and I'm come back here. I add this windows. Yep. So you should see this new window now. And what is inside anyway on YouTube? I need to change on YouTube as well. Let me stop sharing on YouTube. Yeah, I will share again on this side. All right, let's go back to this one. So you see that this is an agent with task. And when we are enabling this task of the agent, we can having the agent that doing some task management. So it will allow the agent to create a task to research about best practice when working with like Strapi API. And it will trigger some tool to create some tasks like the task and for example like I'm going to expand this one. So this task is going to be research best practice for fast api, and this is the description of the task and the prioritize, and it will saying that okay, the task have been created and the status is pending, and it will continue to create multiple tasks in order to achieve them. After creating tasks, what it does is that it's going to execute the task and finally updating the task. And if you look at it here, you will see that this is a task list that we have created. And it will having different tasks like investigating the deployment strategy, in exploring performance, identify coding standard, and research and so on. So this is helpful in case that you have a very complicated task and you are asking the agent that, hey, I need you in order to help me to break in the research plan into a smaller, and also you do that kinds of like uh, task management and you execute one by one. So given this one, you can even like having the agent that working in a very long duration, so it can working in like 15-minute duration without having you to interrupt, because you already lay out the plan for the agent. So just imagine, before this one, the agent is only return on your system prompt to do this one, but it doesn't know what is completed and what not. But with this like task, so it's kind of like to-do list. So before starting the task, you are going to ask the agent that, hey, you need to, based on my prompt, to creating a task list of to-do list. And then when you are iteratively doing that, you need to update the task so that I know that where have you been. And that is the reason why it was in the multi-agent system is these tasks can be delegated to sub-agent. So just imagine your supervisor is very smart. It's using very strong model, and this model is going to like break down the task, and then it will have like 5 in progress tasks, for example. And what it does is that it's going to assign different agent to different things. So maybe I'm going to start to the demo on this one. So I will just copy this one. I will new chat, and I will just here, yeah, fast API. Okay, it will start to creating tasks. You see the streaming is already create one task, and then it's create 3 more tasks. Okay, it's create 8, 9 tasks in order to executing this one. And after it have been creating, it will start to update the task tool and doing in all this part. But in here, because we are not going to like adding any tool for it to actually doing the task, right? So if we are going to like adding a tool for web search for this agent, for example, like for example, you add a web search for this agent, and I click save, and I will say I will just new chat. After you create to-do list, you need to do the task with the web search tool that I equipped you. Okay, it will start to do the web search. So it will know that there's a 4 pending tasks. It will start to doing the first one, and it will using web search to fulfill the first one. And when it's done, it will update the status to complete, and then we'll go into the on and on and on and on. So just imagine that originally your agent have no plan at all. It will just reacting to your message and so on. But right now, because you give the agent a plan, so actually this is the technique that I use in order to create our 3,000 documentation page. So while waiting, the agent is going to work on this one. I will show you what we have done before. For example, like if you go into docs AgenticFlow.ai, and you will see that in here we have like 3,000 page of documentation in here. I cannot write everything in myself on this one. What I do is that I will creating my agent, and then my agent is going to iteratively doing all of this one. So I will just create a huge to-do list, and then my agent will just go and fix this one and tick the box, tick the box, and tick the box. So all over one weekend, my agent is creating an entire 3,000 page of documentation. So this is what I need. So I write this one. But for your need, I think you can do kinds of like creating a mass SEO blog post about some industry need and so on. As long as you can creating a very good plan for the agent to iterative, it's going to be just follow the plan and execute it properly. And it's going to be very powerful when you are put that in together with multi-agent system because the supervisor will need kinds of a plan in order to track where everyone at the moment. Yeah, so that is the idea behind on this part. Yeah, so it will still continue doing this one and so on. Anyway, so that's it on the number two, which is the task management system tool that we have generated in this one. And over the next 2 weeks, so we will do the user acceptance test with everyone in order to do on the UAT for the multi-agent system, as well as on the task management system. And I hope that we can have some good finding and also doing some bug fix on this. Yeah. So let me stop a moment to answer the question. Uh, I have a so increases subscriber. Okay, I have a lot of trouble understanding how to use in general. I wish there an updated documentation or video that I go from start to finish on a singular project. Yeah, so what I'm suggesting you is this page, docs.agenticflow.ai, is going to be the good start for you. And you can go here and you can watch this 11-minute video. This is going to walk through the entire system about what we have and so on. So on the left-hand side, it will teach you on the key concept that we have and what is the quick start for workflow or agent. And what you can do next is you go into our YouTube channel. So if you go into YouTube and you will see that there's a YouTube channel that name Agentic Flow AI. You search for this one, and then you will see that this is the Agentic Flow AI. And you click on the playlist. You will see that this is the playlist of like some videos that I will put together, and you just follow. So this is one video about instantly tick your agent with PDF and so on. So this video is allow you to teach you how to create an agent and upload PDF in order to have. Okay. Yeah, and just following all of these video because we try to create, for example, like automate Pinterest, automate lead gen, and scrapping and Google search agent. So I hope that this is a good start for everyone on this. Yeah, so I will just drop the message in here and so that you can have a look. So for Garab, yes. So at the moment during the UAT, you have to duplicate the current agent, and then you can delete and add other agent. But to be honest, at the moment, we are still in early day for this multi-agent system, and it's supposed that we should have better UX on this one after the UAT. So in next 2 weeks, we will improve the UX where you can like clone an agent from template, or you can create from scratch. But this is still currently there's a lot of work on this one, and we are a bit late behind schedule because we are also having some bugs and also some other enhancement to fix as well. Yeah. So yeah, so please bear with us. It's kind of like alpha version of the multi-agent system at the moment. So it's working, but it is still bare bone at the moment. Yeah. So other question? Yes. Yeah. Thanks for that. We trying to optimize, but schedule trigger working in iOS. Would say how you say. At the moment, not yet. It will. Yeah. So at the moment, we only have allowing manual trigger, but eventually, whatever that working in agent will work with multi-agent, even including webhook. So it means you can trigger a multi-agent system via just like the current way that you are trigger an agent. Yeah. So I hope that is helpful. Yeah, because you see that we are also bringing whatever that we have in agent builder to multi-agent. So we try to reuse as much as possible, and we're just adding new. So I will so sneak peek for you. So we have some concept of an agent, and what we are allowing you to have is add agent, add a node in here. But this one, this edge from agent to agent, this one can also be configurable as well, because we have different strategy of hand off the task to the agent. Like, do you want your sub agent to working on the same thread as the supervisor, or you want the sub agent working on their own separate thread? Those are pros and cons, and we will allow you to have ability to configure that, and this is going to be useful. Depends on the use case that you have, and because of the task management system in here, so eventually what we will allow is that the supervisor is going to create a like master task list, and then based on the result of the sub agent, we can update the status of that master task list. So right now it is sequence. So it means we have to wait until the sub agent is finished, and then we talk to the supervisor, and the supervisor update the task. But that is not ideal, because at that point we are keeping the supervisor wait all the time, waiting for their sub agent to finish. But in the future, what we are going to offer you is to have ability that the sub agent can update the task of the parents. So it means the cost effective is going to be much more. The token spent for the manager is going to be less, because he just need to delegate in the task and then go sleep. And then when everyone is done, then everyone is like check all the box. Then I'm wake up and I'm going to do next. And because we can have multi-thread with the supervisor, so actually you can delegating more tasks at the same time to do parallelism as well. Yeah, I saw Gaurav is typing. Yeah, so it's a wait for the question. Yeah. So Rajesh is saying, can I still get access to the AgenticFlow document? Yes, we can. Yeah. I will drop this link into the YouTube in here so that you can have a look. Yes. Oh, can you hear me? Is it a problem? So Gaurav, you can still hear me, right? Yeah. So Ava, maybe is it on your side? Yeah. Can trigger. Yeah, okay. Thanks, Hao. So the question from Gaurav is, can trigger be also a form, like we request someone to fill out form and message trigger, like my employee fill a form? Yes. So because the form is going to trigger a webhook, and then the webhook is going to trigger the agent, just like the current. So if you notice in here, let me go back into my multi-agent system. So you can see that is a trigger to supervisor. So technically it is now already have. So we have webhook and schedule on this one. But the reason is right now it is borrowing the concept from agent. But in order to make it natively working as a workforce, actually we are creating the entire new of the concept. So if you can notice in here, the URL we have is workforce, not agent anymore. So that is like totally new design, and we haven't really have chance to test with the webhook to ensure it is working properly yet. But it will when we policing it until go live by the end of the month. Yeah. Yeah, so Ava, hopefully that you can have the item on this. Okay. Hey, Marcel. Yeah, good to see you as well on YouTube. All right. Yeah. Any other question? Yeah, probably yes. On the human input, so it's mean like human in the loop, right? So is it a kind of like a form, or is it a kind of like human in the loop, in the middle of the part? In the form, right? Yeah, I think at the moment we planning to publishing the agent as a like a chat interface, like this one. So you can embed it this one into your website as a chat interface, or you can like publishing to Discord bot, Slack bot, WhatsApp bot, or Telegram bot. For form, it is not in the current design. Uh, yeah, so we have actually we have three way as well. We have webhook, schedule, and manual input in a like chat interface. For human input as a form, we not yet have this one yet, but we can consider. Yeah, but in which use case? In which use case that you think that is useful for form instead of like the chat interface like this? Hey, Gaurav, do you want to speak on stage? You can raise hand and also speak on the stage with me. Yeah, I think you can just raise hand and I will just promote you. And how can I? Yeah, I invite you to speak. All right, good to see you. Hey,
Am I audible?
yes, I can hear you. Hey, Gaurav. Everyone.
Sure, lovely talking with you.
Yeah, me too, me too.
Okay, so let me explain the use case. So let's say we have multiple employees in our company, and we equip them with multiple tools to make our work faster, right? So the employees don't have the know-how of how to prompt properly into a multi-agent system. If we give them an open chat window, they might mess up the. But
Mm,
if we ask them specific inputs in the form of, a human input form, then they are supposedly going to fill that, and then we can pass those as the parameters towards the supervisor agent, which
mm,
can further do the task. So the basic understanding is not everybody is as intelligent as us. They would not really understand how to prompt it right, and hard coded inputs kind of makes it easy.
makes sense, makes sense. I believe that this is something that we can totally extendable because we already have the webhook interface. And if I think there's some of the requests as well, like how can you trigger an agent from a workflow, right? So I believe that this is something that can be useful uh, in this case. So if we are having like a workflow of the agentic flow, and we are adding one more step, which is for example like in workflow, and we create a new workflow from scratch, workflow to call an agent, and then perhaps that we can add a new step, and instead of like run mcp we can say run agent, and then this run agent is going to have the, for example like the query prompts, and then we can map the input here, and we can do some kinds of like transformation in for example this one is going to be like transformation step, right, to like prompt optimizer, and then it's going to run for example like this one, just imagine this is run agent. Then we are going to passing the user input data like tree form into the prompt optimizer, and then we will like passing the data from the prompt optimizer into the agent so that the agent can do the work and then respond. Is it what you need?
Yeah, yeah. So this will become more like sequential. Two things basically. It can power sequential agents as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it can also power parallel agents as well.
Yeah, makes sense, makes sense, makes sense.
So this, right? So this should have been by their default. Run an agent should have been here by default. Actually, this makes
Yeah.
it simple.
I think that is makes sense. So we can add this. The reason why is was not considering the beginning is the agent is kind of like unpredictable. So it means it can respond back to you whatever it wants. So it means sometimes is quite hard, at least from my point of view, to build a reliable form. But I have never envisioning the prompting can be a challenge. So I think that makes sense. We can have. I think ChatGPT is having kind of like as assistant this node. So it means you can like add a connection and then you can select assistant from this. So I think we can just mimic the behavior of this one, and you can just select an agent in here, and then you just passing the prompt optimizer into that agent, and this can be like a multi-agent as well. That should be okay. And whatever that responding by this assistant is going to post back to to the user as a result of a form. So it can do multiple steps in the background, but they just knowing that I just need to submit a form and things work for me. Yeah.
can work that way as well.
Yes. Okay.
But generally speaking, like I've built multi-agent employees, sequential employees. But sequential is less powerful than parallel.
Mm-hmm.
But having a form becomes very critical, because then it's not just us who is working towards the system. Like, we have people who are less intelligent, and they would need certain guidelines.
True. True. I think parallelism is something that multi-agent system is definitely will introduce. So if you have, if we have notice in here, where is my task? Okay, let me go back into my this one.
Uh, I would like quickly compliment you guys for doing a wonderful job. I've been a fan of your work, and I've understood what you've been showing me. So you can take off the I'll take off the stage, and you can continue. All right.
Thanks a lot, Gaurav, and I'm truly appreciate your feedback, and you are really deep in this one, and I'm glad to have you as our customer. Yeah, thanks, Gaurav.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Sean.
All right, thanks. So just to continue on the question from Gaurav, so actually the way that we are designing this one is we have the task. So this task right now it is running sequentially, but eventually it's going to run parallel. So it means we can having multi-agent system that having a list of tasks that going to be already pre-programmed in order to doing some very complicated tasks just with a single prompt, and that single prompt can be quite complicated, so that you can embed that into a form like what Gaurav would like to have. That is very useful use case. I think we can enhance, no problem. But eventually, so the task is going to unlock the ability for agent to manage their section better. So we hope that with this chain, it's going to unlock the new things. So let me move on. We spent a bit of time on this one, but this is super important. So I really appreciate on everyone. So let me go back into the this one again. So Maxwell. So let me repeat on this one. So let me open the that's again. So if you go into our agentic flow, is it this correct screen? Okay. Okay. So this is the multi-agent system, agentic flow, and let me change on Discord as well so that you can see change screen as the Windows. Let's go into this one. Okay, let me delete this one. Okay, so I will switch back to this screen again. So it's how you access to multi-agent system. So you can go into agentic flow, and then if you are already like the tier 4 customer and you bought MAS and you go into multi-agent system, you will see there's a small button here. This is clone workforce, and you can click on this clone workforce, and it will create to use the first workforce of you, including a supervisor and 2 researcher. You can click on each of these one in order to see what are the tools they have and what are the instruction they have and so on. So you need to, for example, in order to run researcher, you need to make sure researcher no longer having problem with this workflow. You need to like either click on this one and trying to solving this URL for them. Okay, save. Click on this one again. And web search also same. So Tavily, we are using this one as Tavily, but you can replace that with Google search. Also okay, no problem. Just search query, put query here, and put a connection. Save. Delete this one. Yeah, save again. So after you are fixing researcher, that should be fine. So you can start to talk to the supervisor and then ask it to do some tasks. And the supervisor is going to start to work on this one. Okay. Yeah, so this is on the multi-agent. So where we are starting to the UAT from now until 21 of July. This is new and not perfect, so please set the right expectation when you're testing that. And the official go live is end of July. We are still cooking, so hopefully that this sneak peek is going to give you some of the idea of what we are building. Yeah. Yeah, good point. So we will. So you should report that into. Please report to bug squad Wednesday. Yeah. So in Discord we have a bug squad Wednesday, and actually tomorrow it's not only about bug of MAS, but about anything. Just report there because giving feedback from everyone. We delegating 1 day a week to focusing on bug fixing, and it is Wednesday tomorrow. And hopefully that you if you see some bug that you would like to it gone, please raise. And if you go into Discord and you click on that, and you will see the template of the bug that will help us to navigate and fix the bug properly very fast. Yeah, thanks, Marcel. I hope that you can have and enjoy in Monday Agent System. If you find some bug, please have to drop into Discord, and we will fix it. Yeah, I know the platform is quite complex, and there's some bug that we need to fix, and we committed to improve the stability while pushing for the frontier. So we're delegating Wednesday every week. Entire team will bug fix, and we will try to fix it as much as possible. Yeah. So for general suggestion, we are open having for this feature base. So this is the roadmap of. So I need to drop into here. So Discord, and also in here. Yeah. So this is like our feature base. So we already working on that for quite a while, and I think we have Anvin. Is a top. You see we have Arvin in here. So he top leaderboard. So he having like 400 upvote and a lot of very useful suggestion. And please have to go here. If you see in here there's some feature that you really need, please cast some upvote, and we will have that working. We already deliver 45 requirement. We have a bit more at the moment. We are a bit slow on adding new feature because we are working on 2 mega item. One is a multi-agent system, and second one is a copilot. But we are occasionally taking in. Oh wait, I think the JSON selector. This one is done as well. So you can, yeah, this has been done. Let me change this to that. So what is mean by JSON selector? You can go into the workflow like this one, and oops, yeah, you go to workflow, and then you click on, for example, like this one, and you see that this is Google search, right? And then you would like to referencing the icon from above, you can click on this one, and then you can select all of the variable that are above that we have, and even like how you say research company name. Yeah, I will save run step. Max out. At the moment, we don't have plan to go back to AppSumo yet. Depends on how the upcoming campaign look like. But at the moment, we don't have plan for this yet. Yeah. So let me continue. So what does that mean by the variable selector? So for example, like you would like to referencing on the above step, you can either press hashtag to get the list, but sometimes it's not that intuitive. So what we are proposing is we allow you to have a small button. You click here, and then you see all of the like item in here. And more interesting thing is if you click run step in here, and this one is actually a trigger the workflow run from top to bottom, and it will allow you to having some kinds of like sample data. The sample data is going to helpful in order to get exactly the information. Oops, I think is it in here? Hugging Face. Okay, yeah, it is start to run. So it's run completed. So what does that mean? So when you are running this one, actually the Google search returning the entire big JSON trunk. This is not useful. I just want the link. How can I get this link out? Sometimes it's hard, right? But with the JSON selector, we make it very easy for you. So for example, like this one. So I would like to take that one. So I will click on this. And because I trigger the Google search run one time already, so it will have a small button. It say JSON path helper. So if I click on this one, I will see, okay, this is search result, the first item link, title, snippet. So I just click on this one and I close here. So I will run step again, and it will extract link only the link for me instead of like the entire trunks of like the JSON. So this is, yeah, you can see here. So we only get the link out, and it's very beautiful for you to map into your workflow. So yeah, so for example, let me yeah, web copy. Yeah. So we have the kinds of like some of the feature of API file that connect to agentic to PixelML. But later I will have show you the better way. So right now they are having MCP, and their MCP is super powerful. I would strongly suggest that you are using their MCP. I will just demo after this one. Okay. Yeah. Right, so you will see that this one is the new JSON selector input, and yeah, this is done. So I'm going to just change the status of this one a bit. Oops, completed. Please, what? Open. Oh, no. Yeah, correct. This is correct. Okay, notify. We also like agent as and edit platform stability. Yes, so we continue to bug fix workflow inside workflow. Okay, this is some view. Okay, let's go back into this one. So we introducing a new concept. So if you go into the library, and you will see that we have only two type, table and text. But right now we are introducing the third concept, which is database. So for example, this workflow about enrich company. So if I would like to run that like 1,000 times, then I cannot just go here and click run. I need to bug run it. And we were taking it offline for a while in order to do kinds of maintenance. But I'm happy to announce that we bring that back. So you're going to go to bug run and you click create table. So this one, it's going to create a new table, and this table type is database. So you can click on create this one, and it will show you what is the input and the output of the workflow, like company name and email. And if you go into the library here, you will see that it will having a new database here. So everything that running in the workflow is going to be safe in here, and it will serve as a like database that you can like store millions of rows if necessary. So you no longer need to Google Sheet anymore if it's something that you are really concerned about. And how you yeah. So we have like a super base. So eventually, yeah, of course. So this database is going to be used by workflow, agent, and multi-agent. So you have everything you need in order to maintain a robust system. So yeah, we will see right now we cannot click. We just finished the bare bone. It can create, update, delete, and make it useful in workflow, but you cannot view. But eventually we will have it for you to use. So yeah, let me show you how it works. Firstly, but I need to duplicate this one. The reason why I'm saying that okay, that's useful for agent if agent able to read it as an information is it? Yeah, correct. So what we are aiming is by introducing database is sometimes it doesn't need to be always using semantic search for embedding, because firstly embedding is costly, and sometimes it's just like search and or maybe composing some SQL query, and we know exactly what SQL query that we want already, then we will allow you to compose your SQL query to get exactly the data that you need during the agent runtime. And the agent will have the ability to write the information into the database. And it will serve as a kind of long-term memory for the agent between the thread. So you can use that as a long-term memory for agent. So for example, like you are collecting the customer contact and then you would like to input. So vector database, we already have vector database, which is our normal table, which is this one. If you click on this one, you will see that this is embedding status. So anything that have been put in here and click train is vectorizes, and it's limited by the gigabyte of here. But just FYI, the gigabyte is actually the 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 text gigabyte, not the file size. So 1 gigabyte or 2 gigabyte is like thousand of books. So it's very huge. Yeah. Yeah. So database is superbase alternative. Table is vector database. Yeah. Yeah. So the agent will have the CRUD, and you can have some kinds of like action to delete. But if you don't want it, you can disable that. Yeah. But insert and read is absolutely have. Yeah, no problem. Yeah. So we will allow you to create of that and delete in workflow. So you can refer into this one. So to be honest, I haven't doing the pricing modeling for the this database yet. So at the moment, it is provide free of charge. It will not count into your gigabyte limit because database is quite cheap to run actually. So unless that you are storing like multi-billion record and it causing my bill on database is going so high, I don't think that I'm going to empower any limitation on that in the short term. Yeah. And actually, in our subscription, we actually going to pack everything. So normally we will just giving everyone a same amount of limit based on their tier, and because database is something that because we don't have cost for embedding. Embedding in cost is very costly, so that's why we have to limit in the gigabyte. But for database, I don't know. To be honest, I haven't done the financial modeling. So currently the database is already able to do. So it's been like when you are going to workflow and then you go into this one and you click on the bug run, then actually it will create a database that associates to this database. And you can, for example, you can determining the column of that database by, for example, if I'm going to this one, this database is currently having three field: company name, email, and the JSON output. This company name and email is actually corresponding to your user input, and the JSON output is corresponding to the final node in here. The reason is you don't config on the output, so we will combine everything into one. But just in case that you would like to have some useful information. So what I mean by useful information. So for example, like this workflow, we have company name and website, and what we want to get out of it is, for example, like company URL. So I will click on this one. I will create like new output. I say company underscore URL, and I will press hashtag. I'm choosing where is that? Company URL. Okay, and I click update. I will create a new output. I was just doing some kinds of like email domain, and I was choosing this email domain. Yeah, cancel, and I save. And then when I go into bug run, and then I will create a table. Hey Jim, so single run is mean like you have a form, and then you click run, and it will trigger all as one, and you have to wait until you can do a second one. For bug run is you have 500 row that you would like to do this one, and you don't want to wait, right? So you create a table, and then you select all, and it will run on at the same time. No, not at the same time, but one after the other. Yeah. So for example, like this one, it will run all of the step like this, but it will take some time. So if I do bug run, and I will create a table, and I will just create this table, and this table is going to have different field like company name, email. So the yellow is mapping to user input, whatever field that you are having here, when you are clicking on the bug run the first time, it will be coming these two column. And for whatever that you putting in the output in here, then it will be coming the subsequent column. And you can create a new row in here, and you can say it's like Google and email like google.com, and you can do like a pixelml. Let's search for us like pixelml.com. And what I can do is I can stick all and then just click run to flow row, and it will queue and it will run just one after the other. So I demo to you, you can do two, but technically you can do 500 or 1000, depends on how many credits you have. So because this one, it just means like you are clicking the single run like 1000 times, but instead of you clicking it, you have a job that run. Yeah, you can see. So this pixel is done and it is having the data in here. And yeah, you can export this one as an Excel so that you can continue to do whatever you want with it. Yeah. And yeah, so that is how it is. So let me answer the question from database you're using. Yeah, so database is on production. It's currently using for bug run. And eventually we will add more feature to it. For example, like uh, write to database or read from database or so on. And eventually it's going to be available on agent as well, where you can have an agent to write to database, read, and so on, or delete as well. Yeah, because we have done the hardest part already, where to make database available. For the rest, it's just like additional functionality. Yeah. So a sample ability to import, right? So exactly. So when you are having an export here, it's going to show you the form. I mean the Excel file structure. So it will be exactly the same like this one. And then you just click import, and then you just upload an Excel file back, and then you select all, and then it will just run. Yeah. So convert PDF to Google Sheet or CSV or table to export later. So to answer to you this one, so this is a multi-step process. So for PDF, uh, you will need to read it by a action. So for example, like this one, you will have the URL to Markdown. So this action is taking input from PDF and everything, and you turn that into text. And after you turn this into text, then you can pass the output of this one into a Gemini action. Why Gemini? Because Gemini is having a response JSON schema. So you can dictate what is the output of the field that you need. For example, like how many columns in the Google Sheet 5 and so on. And it will extracting exactly like this one to the best of its knowledge. So my suggestion is, if you would like to build that, start with a URL to Markdown in order to convert a file. So for example, like in here, you are allowing user to upload a file. So this is file to URL. And then you are passing that file to URL into this one. So the output of this URL to Markdown is going to be a text. And then based on this text, you are going to pass this data into this one. Maybe let me create a new one and say ask Gemini. And I will say to Gemini that say, no, I think I need to have this one. So this is the markdown from my PDF file. You need to extract to what's the schema described below. And in the response schema in here, please input the schema that you want in here. So it will respond back exactly the same like what you have. And after you have this schema done running already, what you can do is you can add an MCP. You click on MCP action, and then you select, for example, like Google Sheet in here. Select an option. Let's say add a single row, for example, and then you just passing the data, or maybe you can click on here. You select the output from Ask Gemini, and then it will just respond back into a format that you can use. All right. Yeah. So let me move on this one. I think I'm like overrun a lot. So I already introduced you a new database and the background and Beju, you can also drop the message into the group in Discord. We will try to answer that later, or you can write into our support channel as well. Yeah. Right. So next one I would like to talk about is the integration with API 5. So API 5 is something that very powerful. If you are doing the web scraping, you should know about that. So in AgenticFlow, actually, if you go into AgenticFlow, and you search for web scraping. Actually, we have a lot of web scraping. So by default, out of the box, AgenticFlow is also having the web scraping. So it costs you credit of AgenticFlow to use. It doesn't cost extra. But for this web scraping, it will be limited into some kinds of like normal website. Maybe it can crawl like 95% of the website. But for some of the website that's really hard to crawl, you have to using other services. So some of other services that mean it can be API 5, it can be FileCrawl or OpenAI Web Search and similar like that. So I'm going to talk about API 5. So API 5 is api5.com. So they are kinds of like specialized platform for web scraping. So you can go into their solution, and they are quite huge. And if you register an account, which is you go into a console, and you will see that they have all of the store, which is all of the actor that people already built it for you. It can be lead contact enrichment, TikTok scrapper, Instagram scrapper, Google Map, and so on. And they make it available so that you just pay and you use that. And what interesting now is that we have MCP. So you go into mcp.api5.com and you will see this instruction how you set up an MCP server. So I will drop this one into our group and we will see that. Okay, this one. And I will go one by one and I will show you how I will create an MCP server into AgenticFlow from API 5. Okay, so you scroll down here and then you will see that there is sample, but I will suggest that you are going to using SSE. I test on their like streamable HTTP, but it doesn't work well. So I suggest that you start with this one. So how can you start? First one, you go into agenticflow.ai. You go into connection. In here, you see there's MCP client connection. You click here. I connect 35 of them. I will create one more. I will click MCP API 5 community demo. And I use SSE, which is normal. And for the URL, I need to go back to their tutorial. I need to copy this URL. Copy and go here and paste. I need to add a header. And they will say me that, okay, this is a header I need to add. Copy this authorization. Paste here. And the value, I need to copy this entire value. Oops. Copy. Paste. All right. So now I need to get my API 5 token. So I need to go into my console. And I think I need to go into my setting and there will be some like API integration. Okay, I need to create a new key here. I already create one. So I click on this one to copy that key. I go back to AgenticFlow. I will paste here and I connect. All right, so this key API file already having here. So what I need to do is I go back to my agent and I will create new agent. Test API 5 MCP community. Create the agent. And I will add this MCP in. So it is loaded. If you see it in here, it is already have all of the tool that this MCP server have. It can like add an actor and so on. Let me just add this one. And I click save. So I tell it, For example, I'm going back to API 5. I saw that there is some of the good one. Oh, they even have like browser use. That is cool. So it means it's mimic the browser behavior for you to this one. Yeah, exactly. They are like they are quite pioneer on this one, and this is very helpful, at least from my point of view. So, for example, like I'm going to doing kinds of like Google News. They are quite big actually. So they have Google News scraper, and just waiting for people that are doing this. SBA website. What does SBA mean? Let's start off. May I understand? Yeah. Uh, I want to use this. Single page app, right? Mm, I'm not sure actually. So because actually they are doing MCP server, so they are exposing. So all you need is you make your web app as a MCP client. So for example, like if you go into multiple context protocol, and this is the example client in here. So you can make yourself as a client. So as long as you are compatible to them, like AgenticFlow, we are number 3 because we are starting with an A, right? And we are supporting all of these one. So it means we can use their MCP server, and we can access to everything from them out of the box without having to go into too much headache on this one. So we can focus on building our workflow and agent, and we let them do that work, and they will make sure bug free because they maintain it, not like PyTream. Because PyTream they also having API 5, but if you notice that API 5 from PyTream is quite limited. If you go into I say AgenticFlow AI at MCP. So this is out of the box when we launch in April. We also have API 5, and if you click in here, this is the integration by PyTream. They have only 5 action, only 5, and they have bug as well. Previously, we now have like really good time to run MCP with API 5 due to PyTream, but because right now API 5 have their official MCP server, so this is super powerful. Like okay, help me to fetch the news of today about agentic AI via Google News. Yeah, so just like that. Yeah, true. So they have quite strong community, I would say. So they are going to having this spot. Oh, I think they are not correct. They are using kind of like rack web browser. But anyway, so that is how you connect API 5, and also using all of their actor. You can click on here. Maybe there's some prompting technique that necessary to be done, but I just would like to introduce to everyone that this is available, and this is very easy. You can just plug that in and equip to your agent in AgenticFlow. And it's not only agent, because in workflow we also having the ability to code on MCP. So for example, this one, instead of using Google Sheet, let's choosing API 5. You can say here, and then you can uh, yeah, remove actor, get actor, and doing like actor run. Yeah, get actor run, and then you to do the run ID and so on. So just be creative with this one, and then you can facilitate with API 5. All right. So that is API 5. Finally, is go high level. So in Go high level, they also having the MCP server as well. So this is a very useful article that Mahan, one of our customer, sharing to me. They are also being the same. Unfortunately, I trying to create Go high level to make an example to everyone before the call, but the problem is I cannot creating the private integration because I'm not a paying customer of Go high level. So I will find some way that can I have like free access to this one to make a tutorial. But basically, what does that mean? So you can connect to Go high level, and you can do some kinds of like calendar appointment note, task, remove task, get contact, update contact, observe, create, search conversation, and all of this one. MCP is kind of magic good things, right? You can, if you already using Go high level and now, I think I will strongly suggest that you following the instruction in this one and watch the video and connect. So I would say that if from this one I haven't successfully done, but if I'm the one doing this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to AgenticFlow. I'm going to my connection. I'm going to MCP connection. I will click on create connection. I would say go high level MCP. Depends on transport. It can be SSE or streamable. That's not important. If you try this one, it's work, it's good. Otherwise, you can try the other. So you will copy this URL. Okay, you copy this one, and then you paste here, and you add a header, and then you are adding authorization here, and you go back into here. You are adding another bearer, which is your token in here. So in this token, actually what you need to do is you need to get it from setting and private integration. You just create a key. There's this one, and you have the key. I cannot have because I'm not their paying customer, but you can paste the key here. And you can even add one more header, which is they are allowing you to add a location ID in case that you're having some sub ID. So you can put the sub ID in here. And that's it. Voila. You can connect Go high level into AgenticFlow, and then you can just try as normal. Right now, when I'm equipping this into my agent, it will not work because the API connection is not working. But for your case, it should show up the list of tools in here, and then you can use whatever you want with it. All right, I think that's it for today. I think it's quite a huge wish. We are delivering MAS, which is a very big milestone. This is not perfect, but we will fix that in the next 2 weeks. So the timeline of the UAT will from now until the 21. Please have to raise back. We will continue to fix this, and we hope that we can fully everything done by go live by the end of July. And from now until then, yeah. Yeah. So we are still doing some of the discount. So right now MAS is quite high price already. It was increased to $299 and $399 because of the early bird and so on. But we are also giving some occasional discount for the customer that is writing email to us. So if you are having, please write an email to support at AgenticFlow.ai, and we will issuing the some coupon in a like weekly basis. And did you send? Maybe it's a spam. Okay. Yeah. So yeah. Can you write? So Biju, can you have to write an email again? Maybe marking it as urgent or something, so that we can see it. I think it was must be in spam. And for beta access to multi-agent system, yeah. So right now, if you are purchasing this tier 4, so it will including the beta access and also other perk as well, like one-on-one with me, or like 5 of the team workflow that we will include. So that is the current way of doing things. But if you can wait, you can just wait until like 3 weeks from now. We will have the main feature and available to all of the customer that buying multi-agent system. Yeah, if you already have the multi-agent system and tier 4, if you go into if you go into this multi-agent system, you will see a button, clone workflow. Yeah. All right. Any other question? So actually, it's a workspace level. So as long as you are an owner and then you are having ability to manage your member in here, you can invite your member in here. They will share the workspace with you. And if your workspace is activated with multi-agent, then everyone is going to have the multi-agent. Yeah. So if there is some error that not allowing your workspace adding more user, you can write an email to us, or maybe you just raising a bug into our bug squad Wednesday, and we will have a look into that to fix them. Yeah. And yeah, so how to add a member? Go here, go to member, and then invite a member into your workspace. So they need to switch to your workspace. So if you go in here, they will have their own workspace, which only like 100 credit. But if they are open this one and then they click on your workspace, then they will have the share it credit pool to you, and share it like functionality of the multi-agent system and everything. Yeah, if you go in here and you clone, and it will, yeah, allow you to access to the multi-agent system in the beta feature. All right, Samson and James. So I hope that I answer all the question. And it's a 25 minutes overrun. And thanks everyone for staying until now. And I hope that you have a good time. And looking forward to talk to everyone. Okay. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye bye.